Well, good morning, my lovelies. I hope everybody is having an amazing day today. Okay, I think I might have this crack getting videos up here. Excuse me. Is to do them bright and early in the morning when everybody's asleep in the house. Well, one certain person is asleep in the house because I find as soon as I start doing it, I get called. And that's my priority. But what I wanted to talk about today is a bit of reflection over the years since I started this channel, having the awakening, everything like that. Now, I've said it before, I've had multiple awakenings all my life, and I had the big Kundalini, and it was quite an eye opener. I didn't think you could awaken anymore. But what I've learned and how I've grown throughout initially having it to now, yeah, I look back and some of it's cringe. I'm very angry. Mind you, I still get very angry. That's part of being human. You're going to, but it's catching that anger before it gets out of control and, you know, calm down, breathe. But what I've learned is you just don't fight it. Don't fight it. Work with it. That's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned over the time. Because when you start to fight it, it manifests in different ways, physically, mentally, emotionally. And you wonder what's going on. Why am I being like this? I can't handle it. It's because there's another direction you should be going. There's something you should be doing. And that's when you really need to become observant of when these feelings, emotions, the manifestations happen within you. What was going on, like nutrition wise. Every time I sit down and eat, I don't know, a big pizza, I feel like crap. Well, nutritionally, that's not good for you to eat a big pizza because your body's not meant for that. Finding alternatives, drinking coffee, that's another one. Excuse me. I'm sorry if that came across too loud. Always happens when I get on here. I get a frog in my throat. The rest of the day, I'm fine. Talking normal and, all good to go. So, like coffee. When I had my Kundalini, I just could not stomach coffee. And believe me, I am a coffee hound. I love coffee. But what I've learned from that experience is I'm at a overstimulated height already, and I need to avoid the coffee because it's too stimulating, which can send you into massive energy wobbles. Like there's a whole load of things. So I stopped drinking coffee for the longest time, and I started to feel better, and I didn't have any, woo, what's going on here? Why do I feel like this? Now I've introduced coffee back in, but I have to be extremely careful how much I drink because if I drink too much, it's just going to send me into a wobble. So, okay. Some people say, oh, that's the caffeine or this, that in it. Trust me, love, or whoever, I could drink coffee day and night and just keep it coming. I had no problems with it. So, those are the sort of things I learned. I needed to become even more aware of what was going on, my nutrition, especially my environment. You can really pick up quickly, and this also lends to being a highly sensitive person on the emotions of the house. So I had to learn, and I'm still learning because I haven't got it perfected yet, how to change the environment in my house. And it all starts with me. It all starts with my vibration, everything like that, and my attitude. And when I have somebody snap at me or in a really bitchy mood, I've got to calm down, ignore it, and present my vibration and my attitude and just keep doing that, doing that, doing that. And I find when they don't get that attention they require, and this is a certain situation, that the attitude does change and the vibration calms down. So that's another thing. You really have got to pick your environments wisely. So at home, you kind of can't pick that environment to walk into, but you can work on changing that environment and changing your vibration. So that's another thing. What else have I learned? Oh, wow. That my intuition, and I always knew this and I always followed it, and it was pretty strong, but I started doubting it. You get outside influences and, massive manipulations. And when you have 50 people coming at you with you need to do this, this is how society says you should do it, but your gut instinct is saying, no, 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 no. It kind of puts some self doubt. It's erasing that self doubt and going forward. Now, I've read about and been through possibly the Kundalini psychosis. Don't let that scare you. It's the only time it becomes a real psychosis is because you're fighting it. You're not listening to what it's trying to tell you. It's not a slow process. It's like bang, you're in there. You've had it. You need to work with it right quick. And I know how hard it is just to let it happen when society and everything around you isn't on that level you're on now. And that's a really hard thing to come to terms with and to try and manipulate. I shouldn't, manipulate's not a good word. They're trying to manipulate you to be them, but you need to come to that self love, that self appreciation, and be yourself and be who you are. Now, I see out there, and this really bothers me, and it's not only for the Kundalini, it's on a spiritual level. Bottom line, we're all spiritual creatures. We are spiritual, it's within us. Now, I see, take my course and you can be spiritual, or you're doing it wrong. Well, you're not doing it wrong. Everybody is unique, but yet we're all the same and connected. We just have different life experiences and different thoughts. We have free will, which takes us down different paths. It's not a one size fits all, but we're all connected energetically. We tend to find each other. We all have different experiences, but we can all bring something to the table. So I see these people out there, yeah, take my course. I'm an instructor in this, and you'll be spiritual or you'll have a Kundalini. Now, for the Kundalini, I will advise that you find a mentor. Not, I'm going to pay, what is it, 100 quid a class to have a Kundalini experience. No, if you find a yogi master that is experienced in this, they will mentor you through it, not just, I will instruct you how to do it. And also, if they have anything about them, they will know just by who you are, your energy, if you are actually ready for it, and start to prepare you if this is the path you want to go. Now, if you want one, you're definitely on the path that I want it. But that has to be from the soul, not from, other influences. You need to feel it in your soul and in your heart before you have one. You force it upon you when you're really not ready for it, it can throw your life into freaking chaos. I'll tell you that much. But I want to call them charlatans. They're just there to say, okay, give me money, I'll show you how to be spiritual. It doesn't work that way. And please, 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 please don't fall for that crap. Again, look for mentors. Look for people who've been down that road. Look for advisors, things like that. I don't know what adjective you want to apply to it, but that's the route you need to go. Because if somebody is ahead of you in the process of having the Kundalini, like I had, that when he reached out, it was just like, oh, thank you, I can breathe. Somebody is already further down that path, and they can help you through that path. And you're saying, look, this is happening to me, and I don't know, what did you do? That sort of thing. They can advise things. It's not written in stone that you have to do that. You have to do what fits you in your situation at the time. But to have somebody who's already been there, sharing the knowledge and their experience is brilliant. Now, you don't have to live their experience like it's written in stone. It is just as a guide, as a compass, as, mentorship. That's what it is. And it can really help you out. Now, a lot of people just don't know what's going on with them. And that's another thing I had learned, that they have all these strange things happening to them internally. Their mind is confused. First thing they do, run to their doctor, get some pills. So now you're stifling, working through what's actually going on, working through your spirituality coming out. It's trying to tell you something. You need to embrace it. That's if you want. If you don't want to, fine. But I just, the charlatans, I really can't wrap my head around that. They're jumped on the bandwagon, seeing this as a money making opportunity, when there is truly out there spiritual people who are willing to take your hand and walk with you, not dictate to you, but walk with you through the processes and everything that happens. So that was another big thing I've learned, that as soon as they put instructor, this, that, and the other thing, run. Or if it doesn't feel good, run. You've got to find that connection with that person to help you. To do it, you can do it alone. You seriously can. You can do it alone. But you might run into more of what they call psychosis. And it's not easy. It's not easy because you fight it. So, okay, I'm babbling on that part. But just open your heart, open your soul, and let it happen. Because the person I was when I first had it to the person I am now is two totally different people. And what am I finding even more different? How much more calmer I am within myself. Like I said, I still get angry. I get angry at, what's going on in the world, for the situation I'm in, dealing with these authorities that all they want is your money. They don't give two shits about the people. But you pay into the system, and then when you need them, it's like, fuck you. Wow, no. Uh, that does get me going, gets me on a rant. So I have my little wobble, stomp my feet, rant, and then move on and say, okay, I just keep going through the process, keep doing this, that, and the other thing. People don't want to listen. It will, the system will crash eventually because a lot more people are seeing it, and which is a bonus. Yeah, and I still have moments of where I almost mentally crash, that it's almost like it's just too much to handle. I'm spiraling downward. And for me personally, what I find is, I don't get respite very often, but even if it's in when everybody's in bed and I have that moment and it's quiet, I'll meditate, try and reground myself. And I do a meditation where I picture I'm in a bubble and I'm pulling out all this gray stuff or black stuff. That's all the emotion and the shit that's been gathering up within me. I put it into a ball and I push it through the bubble and it floats off. It's gone. And I just recenter myself. So that's my way of doing it, anyways. And sometimes I just need to leave the house. So when my husband will get home, it's like, okay, I've just got to go out for a bit. I'll go to one of the local footpaths here and just have a little walk, or just sit in my car in nature and listen to the birds and just have a breather. Take time for yourself. So that's another thing I've learned. Self-care is extremely important. Physically, mentally, emotionally, you need to care for yourself. And you always care for yourself first. And this is not selfish. I've said it before. Because if your well being is not top notch, how can you care for the other priorities in your life? You can't. You need to take care of yourself first, then you'll be able to take care of everything else. Okay, my lovelies. I think I've babbled on enough here. For now, anyways. I've got a lot going through my brain and I hear some rustling going on in the house. So I need to get up or get off and go tend. So I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day.